sure, certain that you have got the very vivid sense of how much kind of refinement of awareness and sensitivity and subtlety of attention and discernment is both necessary and a fruit of these kinds of practices. Both a basis and a fruit. And that's part of the ongoing possibility of expansion. We can, it grows in us the more we just intend to work in these ways that those capacities, those sensibilities grow. And some of you may not have been there, but there was a question in one of the Q&As a few days ago about is it possible to do this in relationship with another person? And the answer is yes, and in quite a few different ways. So there's a range of possibilities. So we want to do an exercise now, play a little bit, that exercises our sensitivities and our skills with some of the elements of the soul-making practices in relationship. Okay, together, and I'll explain what we mean. So, actually, I'll just say this for now. Any part of this, it comes in, I guess, 3 or 4 stages of the exercise. But any part of it is just optional. So, if you feel like you don't want to do that, you can just pass. When it comes to that. So, should we divide up into groups first and then explain? It's probably better. Yeah. Or what? Yeah, so we're gonna break into groups of 3, and I'm going to ask, can those groups of 3 be as much as possible with 2 people that you didn't know well before the retreat? Is that possible? Yeah. And then, as I said, there'll be a few stages, but I'll talk us through it. And probably, I think, yeah, if you want to pass on a stage, you can, but you probably won't. But if you can, if you want to, basically, we'll be exploring in the moment, in real time, the experience of energy body, the experience of the heart, and if you want to, sharing or expressing something that has touched your soul while you've been here. It could even been today, could be in this moment, or this week, or something, an image or something you've sensed with soul that has touched your soul. And that's basically what we're doing, but I'll explain more. Does that sound at least okay-ish? Yeah? Okay, so is it possible to get into groups of 3 with as much as possible 2 people that you didn't know really very much at all before the retreat? And that might not be entirely possible. I think it may be. It should be. So let's see if we can do that relatively easily. Okay, so find a posture that's comfortable. And begin with your eyes closed, actually. And grounding, sense of grounding, so connecting with the sense of sitting, with the sensations of sitting, with the floor, the feet, the legs, the backside. Grounded, in contact. And then just opening up, keeping that sense of contact, opening up the whole space of the awareness of the energy body. You're really very much in your space, whatever is happening there right now. just in touch with the flow, the ebb and flow and movement, what arises, what passes in the energy body, and also in the heart and the mind right now. And then, when you're ready, beginning to offer metta, offer the intention of loving kindness to your partners. And you can move between the eyes open and the eyes closed. You may make eye contact, you may not. But just getting a sense of them, their being. Wishing them well. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with happiness. May you live at ease. Just returning to that intention, the gentle intention of metta over and over again. These beings with you. Now, is it possible, again, at the same time as you are giving, intending the stream, the flow, the bathing of metta towards your partner or partners here, that you recognize, that you become aware of too, that at this very moment, you are the recipient of well-wishing. There is metta flowing towards you, goodwill, bathing your body, your being. You are wished well. A gaze of kindness focused on you. Intentions of goodness and kindness. Aware of giving and receiving both. Flowing in, flowing out, bathing all around and inside. Okay. Now, perhaps should have explained this before, but I'm going to have to do it now. So, the first round of this exercise will be that you take turns, and each person has 2 minutes, roughly 2 minutes, to in some way express or share. It could be in words, it could be in movement, it could be in gesture, it could be in sound that is not words. In some way to express what is happening, what the experience is in the energy body at the moment, as it's happening. Now what you'll find is that in 2 minutes that might even change quite a lot. And the fact of you communicating something in whatever medium or form that is actually also has an effect. So you're just kind of somehow expressing out loud what is happening in the energy body through those 2 minutes, as much as you would like to. And what happens in the energy body can be anything at all, and there's not a better or worse or right or wrong at all. So it might be tracking into the energy body. Actually, I don't even know. I'm not quite connected. Okay, give me a second. Being, well, actually, it's numb. There's not much going on there. Okay, that's what's happening in the energy body. It's not right or it's not wrong. It's just what's happening. Or I go in and there's a lot of sort of nervous excitement, and it's kind of unpleasant, but actually when I stay with it, I kind of see, I can open to it, and it becomes quite pleasant, like a sort of fizzy fountain. So you can speak in kind of as accurate as possible conventional descriptive words to describe what's happening in the moment. You could speak in more poetic language, and with the expanded sense of the energy body we have now that includes the image. What is it? The energy body right now is a volcano in the moment of its eruption, of boiling luminescent lava erupting through my central channel out the top of my head. Or my energy body feels like a cool stream of clear, pure water flowing in the spring sunlight. This movement through my body. Or it could even be, I feel like I'm growing wings, and they're huge and they're powerful, and they move the whole energy, whatever it is. No good, no bad, and you can describe in all kinds of ways. Now, the witnessers are just witnessing. They're just witnessing. You don't comment, but the job of the witnesser is to bring all your senses to the witnessing. Eyes, listening, but your whole energy body. What is it to bring your energy body into openness to what you are witnessing and hearing? And your job is also to track what happens in your energy body when you are witnessing what you're witnessing, when you hear what you hear. Does that make sense? And the intention here is purely for exercise. I said at the beginning just now, there's a lot of skills involved in this. We're just developing the skills, and now we're developing the skills in relationship. It's not this or that should happen. I'm not trying to entertain or impress or prove myself in any way. It's purely an exercise. Yeah. So check what happens also in the intention sometimes when we come into relationship. Is that clear enough for this stage? Yeah? So, in the way that you have now perfected to, in a flash, decide what order you're going in, in the groups. Okay. Okay, so remember, there's a range here. There's nothing that one needs to impress. If I look inside and, well, actually I've just got a knot in my heart and the rest is numb, and it just feels really contracted, that's what's happening. That's what one is expressing and sharing in whatever way one wants. And one could express that in grunts or whatever it is. Yeah, really, it's open. The experience is open, and the range of expression, staying in your place and not touching each other. Yeah, so. Okay. So let's take a moment before we start to gather ourselves again. So I probably should have done the explaining before. Apologies. So just take that moment, connection with the earth, the grounding, and the whole energy body right now, and tap into the metta again. Giving your partner or partners, intending that flow of well-wishing. Knowing that you are at this moment receiving, the recipient, the object of goodwill and kindness, of metta. And then gently letting the metta take its place as a kind of basis, not so much a conscious intention, but just a basis of everything that we do when we're in relationship. Just letting it go to be the kind of the ground floor. And then when you're ready, the first person has 2 minutes to speak, grunt, vocalize, move, express what's happening in the energy body right now. So both witnesses and communicator tracking also the effects of communicating in the energy body. So, just take a couple of moments then to come back to your energy body. What's reverberating there now? What's the experience of either having witnessed or having communicated, shared, expressed? And it doesn't have to be one thing or another. It's just an exercise in developing awareness and sensitivity, in this case in a certain context, that will allow other possibilities. Again, just momentarily touching on the metta, bringing that up more consciously, the goodwill, the knowledge, the assurance, the recognition that you are receiving the intentions of loving kindness right now. And then the second person beginning in the same way, the witness completely as open with the whole energy body and tracking their response at the same time. And again, coming with the fullness of intention into your own, the sphere of the experience of your own energy body. And just seeing what ricochets around there now, what reverberates, whatever it is. In a minute, it will be the third person's turn. But for those of you working either in two or alone, the twos can just divide this time in half, if you like, as well as you can judge a half of a minute each, and just do that a bit more rapidly. And for the ones, there's the possibility, if you like, of almost letting the soul come into two. So a witness part of the soul and yourself as image, if you like, tracking the energy body, if you would like. Just again, just touching on just opening the taps of metta, opening the waters, the flow of metta, just for a few moments. Bathing the other in this stream, mercy, kindness, goodness. Knowing that you too are right now likewise being bathed, gazed on with mercy, with well-wishing. Letting that take its place as a quiet, tacit foundation, and the next person beginning. Okay, lovely. So that was round one, or stage one, if you like. What's that? Yes. Second stage actually kind of adds a dimension, okay? And the dimension that it adds is that of the heart, okay? The emotions. Can you hear me? Yes? So pretty much the same thing, but what happens this time is each person expresses in whatever manner they like. It could be moving, it could be vocalizing without words, it could be descriptive, conventional use of language, it could be a poetic use of language. The energy body can become image, the emotions can become image. So all that is available as sort of manners of expression, if you like. And again, the witnesses are just silent with as much receptivity of their energy body. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to say now. Yeah. So the person who's expresses what's happening in the heart, in the emotions, in other words, right now, and then the witnesses track in their body, what's happening in the energy body and what's happening in their heart as they're witnessing, but they're not commenting. So the whole energy body, the whole being is really open and in relationship to what's happening. And you're just silently tracking your process as much as you're in relationship. Yeah, Jane. Yeah, we could spend, I thought about this before, we could talk really a lot about where the attention is. I think let's say if you're a witness, maybe something like 60 with the person listening and 40, something like that. So you're actually really quite aware of the reverberations inside you of what's being expressed or communicated. And but for the expressor is probably mostly inside, but really aware that this is happening in a relational field. I'm being seen, I'm being witnessed, open to, listened, very probably empathized with, and gazed on with love and care. That okay? Yeah. So primarily is emotion, but because that energy, that ties in with energy bodies, it can express. But primarily you're just sharing, again, in the moment, not, well, yesterday I was a bit down and, etc. It's what's happening right now. And again, the effect of speaking itself, on communicating itself, everything's a dependent arising. So you're just tracking the kind of flow and expressing it. One thing to look out for, again, in terms of patterns and tendencies, is it my pattern when sharing about where my heart is at? Is it my pattern to only describe what is lovely and the good feelings? Or is it my pattern to only share the dukkha and kind of the difficult stuff? And just noticing that and seeing, maybe I want to experiment again with range. Make sense? So no force, no pressure, but just something gently to be aware of as well. 2 minutes, yeah. Is that clear enough for this round? Yeah? Okay, so again, starting with the connection. Simple sensations of contact, grounding, earth, feet, legs, bum. And again, opening the stream of metta, letting it flow. The gentleness, the well-wishing, the kindness. Flowing to your companion or companions, flowing to self. And again, can you open up the dual awareness, recognizing that you are receiving right now. Right now, these waters of mercy, the gentleness, the well-wishing, the radiance of kindness is washing over you, through you. Giving and receiving both, opening both ways. And letting that metta rest as the background basis of what we're doing, not so conscious. And then the first person again beginning. the stream of mercy, the eyes of mercy on the others, on self, on what you have just witnessed, on what you've just expressed. Letting that recede to the background, the ever-present background of our intention, and then the next person beginning. So, as much as possible, what's happening now, in the flow of the heart right now. Okay. Again, taking just a few moments, sensing your energy body, what reverberates. Allowing and gently supporting the flow of an intentions of kindness. The beauty of metta to flow from you to your companion or companions, and from them to you, and feel yourself give and receive, know yourself giving and receiving. And again, if you're in a pair, you can try and roughly divide this into two. And the next person beginning. Again, just the settling, opening up the energy body, the awareness, the sensitivity to what's reverberating there, and the intention of kindness in and through the energy body, out of the energy body, and into the energy body, giving and receiving. The eyes of mercy, the ears of kindness. It's a privilege to hear, to see, to share, to express. Okay, now in this part, you stay for now with the eyes closed and with your own energy body. With your own energy body experience. And settling in the body, the openness of the whole body awareness. And if you can, somehow bring into your awareness, bring up for your soul, remind yourself of what your heart longs for, what your heart may burn for. What brought you here? What brings you here? What brought you to this retreat? Perhaps what brought you into existence, to this life. In whatever way works for you, to bring that up for the soul, in the soul, for the soul to behold. Allowing whatever responses in the energy body, in the heart, in the soul. Opening your body, opening the energy body. To the effects, the reverberations of this that your heart burns for, longs for, loves. And then feeling yourself touched by this. And the mind wanders and it slips away or it goes numb. Sensing your devotion to this that you burn for, your alignment with, your desire. Maybe it becomes image. Maybe you become image as the one who is devoted to that, the one who serves that, who wants to serve that. Maybe it's just energetic or emotional. Again, the awareness and the effects can be at any level, in any arena of our being, domain of our being. And if you feel in contact with this, and if you want to, what is it then to stay in contact with this soul desire, or the image of this soul desire, the image of yourself as lover of this, as seeker, as one who burns and serves, burns for and serves this. To gently, if you feel ready, if you want to begin to open your eyes and sense from that place, from that longing, from that love, from that devotion, sensing self, your companion or companions. Who are these who sit with you now? With your soul aflame, with your heart of devotion. Who sees you now? How do you see the world, this space, this moment, yourself, the others? Yeah. So at some point in this you may want to just at least make just a tiny bit of eye contact and see what the effect is. To see and be seen. And by who? Who are these mysteries? Who are these angels that behold your fire? That protect the burning of your love. Just as much as possible, close to the fountain or the flame of what brought you here. What sent you here? What called you here to this retreat? To this life? To these difficulties, to these gifts? When you're ready, gently letting that recede, and again just coming to an awareness of whatever's happening in your experience right now. Your sense of energy, body, emotion, thought, also in the sense of what's around, who's around. Okay. So, the last part of this exercise, again, it's all optional, so you may feel like you want to leave this part, but yeah, please stay in your position. So it's possible you can just wave with an eye, wave your part if you want, but there's a chance to again express in any way or combination of ways that feels appropriate or the right way for you, vocal, verbal, different kinds of verbal or movement or gesture, to express, share, communicate something, actually anything that has touched your soul, has felt soulful to you. It could be an image, it could be a way something here has been sensed with soul, has spoken to your soul. You can share, describe, communicate in some way or another. And again, the witness is just witnessing, open to their experience, the whole range of their experience, which means, again, energy, body, emotion, heart, and also image. So what happens when soul hears image, when soul hears soulfulness or witnesses soulfulness? So you don't have to necessarily express or share the thing that feels the most sort of intimate necessarily. What's that? But you might, absolutely. And if you don't want to do this at all, that's really fine too. Okay. Does that make enough sense? Yeah. So all of these exercises involve, sharing, communicating, expressing, grunting, whatever it is, always has an effect. Everything has an effect. It's always a dependent arising. So as I say that, I feel X, or I notice X, or Y. Yeah. Catherine, did you? Let's say from this week, if that's okay. Yeah. Now it could be that what you're sharing actually turns out to be this present moment is suddenly sensed with soul. This being here, this way, with each other, is sensed with soul. And that's fine if you want to share that. Or it could be something from the week. And again, it doesn't have to be the thing that's most kind of, most intimate, but it could be. Yeah. Does this, okay. It will be around 5 minutes each. So each person gets about 5 minutes. You take your time. What we call this exercise is a relational temenos exercise, and temenos means a kind of safe space or protector of what is sacred. So that means you're with good people, there's this soul gaze and metta gaze, and you take your time with all the sensitivity and care of what you want to communicate or express and how that feels as you do it. Yeah. So you have around 5 minutes each, and you can just kind of go with a rhythm that allows you to be sensitive and respectful and notice what's happening as you do so. Say again? Yeah, so it can be absolutely anything at all. So anything, as a piece of theory, anything can touch your soul, and what you can, if that's what you're moved to express, then it can be that. It could be an object, a thing, a person, a tree, an image, internal, external, an idea that's really soulful for you. Anything that. Is that at least clear enough to start? Do you think? Take that as a yes. Okay. So, again, just the momentary connection, body, earth, energy body, presence, openness of sensitivity, and the love. When we speak soul, we are angel. And witnesses are beholding the angelic in one way or another. So there's the gentleness and the beauty that goes with that, and the reverence. So, when you're ready, the first person beginning. Again, taking those moments to, in the silence, to open that awareness, that sensitivity of the soul resonances and reverberations. Sharing, witnessing, giving, receiving, beholding together. And all that in love, in mercy. The mystery of other, the mystery that you are. And when you're ready, the next person beginning. Again, just allowing into the attention, tuning the awareness to just notice what you notice, of what reverberates in actually the gift, the privilege, the honor of receiving, of hearing, of witnessing soul. And what reverberates from sharing, from expressing what is intimate in a soul way. Kindness and mercy for all of it. Let those waters flow, let them bathe it all. And in just a moment, the third person will take turns, or if you're two, you can split it again. And remembering that there is the possibility of witnessing at many different levels: energy, body, heart, and also soul. What does it mean to sense with soul that which is being shared, or the one who is sharing, or yourself as expressing and sharing this? So many things are possible, but this moment too, and this sharing can become image. Possible. Nothing has to happen. We're just opening the ideas of possibility. And then, when you're ready, the next person beginning. in that delicate poise of openness, of sensitivity, a certain stance of the being, open to your experience, what's moving, resonating in your energy body, in your heart, perhaps also in your mind, in your soul. Whatever it is. We touch each other at so many levels, in so many ways. We touch and we are touched. And then again to end the metta. Just opening that gate to allow the streams to flow. Cool, gentle. Bathing, touching, permeating self and other. And recognizing yourself in this very moment, bathed and touched and permeated by those very waters. Giving and receiving both. And then opening your eyes, if they're not already open, to thank and honor your partner or partners, or yourself if you've been doing this alone. And the privilege to share in this way, to be together in this way. Opening up the dimensionality of what it means to be a human being, what it means to be together, of who sees and who is seen. And then taking leave of your partner, and if we can return the hall to how it was or to our places.